welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ahmed and I am an international student in Thunder Bay. Okay, so I have to give you a little bit of history. Um, but first of all, what this video is really about is giving you a first-hand um, account of what my experience was like when I firstly moved to Thunder Bay. Prior to moving to Thunder Bay, I had not left my home country before, which was Nigeria. Um, I remember I traveled on August, sometimes in August, maybe 21st or 22nd or something. It was a Sunday. I think I got here on a Monday. So I would say my first impression is it was a little bit weird. Yeah, so let me just go through all of my experience during my journey down to this place. First of all, I had a connecting flight from between, I had a flight from Lagos to Cairo. So I came with Egypt Airline. So I think overall my experience was pretty chill. It wasn't as bad, even though a friend of mine already told me about how sometimes it can. I mean, he had a bad experience. He lost his baggage with Egypt Airlines, so so I was a bit doubtful. But flight tickets were so expensive, I just had to go with it anyways. Yeah. So and then when we got to Cairo, there were some of I had some items in I had some items in my carry-on that they had to confiscate because I didn't know I couldn't put them in my carry-on. I should have put them in my check-in. Um, like it was some food materials were in there that were not just basic snacks, but I didn't know. Uh, but then now I know. Yeah, so that happened, and there was also the experience at Toronto Airport when I was getting my connecting flight from Toronto Airport to Thunder Bay. My body cream was seized because I also never checked. I didn't check my flight itinerary, the rules and regulations of the airlines and stuff. So I didn't really check all of those because I was really sick that week. I just managed to travel because of course I had booked my flight. So it was a Nivea cream. I could remember it was a Nivea cream, and they said, oh, it was too big. I couldn't take something more than I think 50 ml. So um, if you are seeing this video, this is this is to tell you that before you fly, be it you moving to another country or be be it that you are trying to come to Canada or wherever it is you're going, make sure you always check the rules and regulations, the do's and don'ts of your airline. It helps a lot, it saves you a lot, but some other airports might be more strict about certain things. So yeah, there's that. And then overall, I think I spent about my layover at Toronto Airport was about 8 hours because we got there in the morning, but my flight was not until like 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So I had a lot of time. With that time, I was able to go to the because in Toronto in Pearson Airport, um, I was able to go to the CIBC bank. I had a GIC account. I was able to pick up I was able to set up my account there, my checking account, and then I was able to get my debit card instantly. I was able to set up my carrier for my phone. So I subscribed to Fido because I think at the time they had a very good student plan. So I just did that, and I just needed to have something. Then the only thing I was not able to do at the Toronto Pearson Airport um was my SIN. I was not able to get my SIN. My SIN means social insurance number. Without an SIN, you cannot work in Canada. So those are like the three major things you want to set up once you firstly land. You want to set up your SIN. You want to ensure that you have a phone number, be it be it whether you want to open it in at the airport, be it that you want a friend of yours to refer you, a friend of yours who is already in Canada to refer you on his existing line. It is very possible for you to get a cheaper plan. Um, Set up your SIN, then set up your bank account. Those are like the three most important things. Yeah, so those were some of the things I had to do at the airport, but the queue was so long because there were a lot of international students who got in that day. So I didn't eventually go through with the SIN. I had enough trouble trying to get my baggage, and then when I found it, part of my box was broken. Yeah, so but at least I found my box and my bag. I would take it than not being able to find it at all. So yeah. Um then when it was time to board to Thunder Bay, yeah, we boarded. They collected my Nivea cream and every other stuff. We went through anyways. Um when we landed, when I got into the airplane, I was so tired because the flight was so long. I just slept off all through the 1 hour 45 minutes flight from Toronto to Thunder Bay. It was when we were about to land in Thunder. In fact, it was when the plane landed that I knew that I was still alive. Yeah, that was how tired I was. And then when the plane halted, I just had to come out. Then we went outside to wait for our bags at the baggage claim. Then yeah, because I did not have any pre-arrangement for transport, I just assumed maybe I was going to be able to use Uber. And this was because my brother was already here about a year earlier, but he is based in Calgary. Um, Unfortunately, Uber is not really a thing in Thunder Bay. The means of transportation that is more common in Thunder Bay is U-Ride and the local taxis like Roach Taxi, Diamond Taxi. Those are like the two registered taxi companies, and the car hailing services like U-Ride. So you probably want to download that ahead of time if you're coming in anytime soon. But fortunately for me, the Lakehead International Student Volunteers were at the airport, so they had a package to provide us with a free ride to our destination for that day. So I just went to the table. I did not even know they were offering that. I just went to the table to tell them, oh, I was a new Lakehead student in town, and blah blah blah. Oh, they were like, oh, I should have done the registration for that privilege online some days back, but then they could still fill me in so I could enjoy the privilege. And so they arranged a taxi for me. I remember it was I think it was a Roche's taxi. So I went with that. I had already booked an Airbnb for about 11 days right from Nigeria. So it was for 11 days, about 700 and something dollars. Overall, I think the place was pretty okay. Even yeah, I couldn't cook. I couldn't cook, so I couldn't put on. There was no stove there and stuff, but I could prepare hot chocolates. I could boil water. I could do simple stuff basically. Overall, my experience there was really nice, and I would say my first impression once I landed in Thunder Bay was it was cold. It wasn't freezing cold. It wasn't freezing. There wasn't snow, obviously, because it was still August, and to them it was like the end of summer approaching, or somewhere in between summer and summer coming to an end. But it was still cold to me. I come from a place. Nigeria is typically around 29 degrees to 30 something degrees every now and then, except for during the Harmattan seasons in December, January. So moving to a place where the temperature they consider to be normal is about 15 degrees, it's considered normal. I could literally see people wearing sleeveless, and I was like, nah, I was literally wearing a cardigan. It was crazy. But I would say my experience here has been, every we have been the ups and downs, and as long as the goal here is to study, it is what it is, right? So my program is for a year. I'll be done soon. Um, But I guess in other videos I have more to talk about. So you might want to follow my series on specific things I might need to detail out. Um, but for this video, it's just about my experience coming into Thunder Bay for the first time. Yeah. So I'll talk about some other things in other episodes. Thank you.